Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Travis Kelce says red flag led to Cowboys passing on him in the 2013 NFL Draft. Travis Kelce had to wait until 62 other players were selected before his name was ultimately called during the 2013 NFL Draft. Based on all the success he's had with the Chiefs, it's safe to say that Kelce has made the teams who considered but didn't draft him regret their decision. One of those teams was apparently the Dallas Cowboys, who according to Kelce did not draft him due to character concerns stemming from his time at the University of Cincinnati. At the Combine, I had some bad interviews, Kelce said on his and his brother Jason's New Heights podcast. The Cowboys, they were kind of pressing me about having this red flag of missing a year. Kelce was suspended for the Bearcats' 2010 season after testing positive for marijuana, which was a violation of team rules. He returned to the team in 2011 before having a big 2012 season that put him on NFL radars. Despite the turnaround, the Cowboys were apparently skeptical, which Kelce didn't appreciate. It ended really fast, Kelce said of his Combine meeting with Dallas. I basically just said, if you guys think I'm gonna be that kind of guy, or you're questioning if I'm still that person after everything that I've battled through to get to where I am now from missing a season, then you guys should probably go somewhere else and pick somebody else. And that's exactly what they did. The Cowboys ultimately drafted tight end Gavin Escobar with the 47th overall pick. Escobar caught 30 passes in 4 seasons with the Cowboys before finishing his career with the Ravens in 2017. Kelce has enjoyed one of the greatest careers by a tight end in NFL history, a career that rivals Cowboys legend Jason Witten. A 9-time Pro Bowler and 4-time All-Pro, Kelce has been one of the cornerstones of the Chiefs' current dynasty. This past postseason, Kelce won his 3rd ring while passing Jerry Rice with the most postseason catches in history. Tony Pollard's likely landing spot could be back in Dallas according to an NFL insider. When the Dallas Cowboys decided to release Ezekiel Elliott last offseason and use the franchise tag on Tony Pollard, that officially made number 20 the leading man in the running back room. Flash forward to the end of the 2023 season, and the front office and Pollard were left disappointed in how the year turned out. Coming off a brutal leg injury in the playoff game against the San Francisco 49ers, Pollard expressed to our very own RJ Ochoa he didn't feel completely healthy until the Carolina Panthers game in Week 11. Given the front office invested a guaranteed $10 million into their homegrown back on the tag, having just 5 games with a rushing touchdown and 1 game over 100 rushing yards is less than ideal. Could the team and Pollard want a fresh start and go their separate ways? That has been the feeling for most of the offseason. However, that might not be the case. Matthew Berry of NBC Sports learned 25 things from his time at the NFL Combine, and one nugget pertains to Pollard's potential return to Dallas. 13. I'm told a likely landing spot for Tony Pollard is Dallas? Yeah, apparently the Cowboys want to bring him back, despite all of us thinking he had a down year. He wasn't fully healthy for a lot of the year, but they like him a lot there, and I was told, don't be surprised if they bring Pollard back. Berry is as plugged in as any NFL insider after covering the league for many years. If you're left feeling skeptical of how accurate Berry's reporting is, don't worry. In his article, he isn't afraid to flaunt his feathers on what the 2022 version of the column got correct. He also adds what he got wrong, so readers don't think he's boasting too much or isn't afraid to show his misses. Last year, this column correctly predicted Russell Wilson was on a 1-year audition and that the Broncos and Sean Payton would likely release him in 2024 unless he was awesome in 2023, that Dan Snyder would actually sell the Commanders, he was still hanging tough back then, that the Jets would go after Aaron Rodgers instead of Derek Carr, who, at the time, was the consensus favorite, that Jerome Ford and not consensus D'Ernest Johnson was the Browns' backup to Nick Chubb you wanted, that the Falcons wanted to draft a RB despite Tyler Algier's impressive rookie season and that Dalton Schultz, Cowboys, David Montgomery, Bears, and Miles Sanders, Eagles, would all be on new teams. Of course, the column also mentioned that Matthew Stafford was going to retire and that my Commanders would be in on Lamar Jackson among other misses. So yeah. back to Pollard. If his market value isn't as high as he hoped, the best move for him could be to bet on himself again with a star on his helmet on a one-year prove-it deal. This would also keep an established back in-house for Dallas. There was already a projection made that his market value isn't going to break the bank. Pollard can show he's capable of being a lead back and may get a more lucrative contract the following year. With the Cowboys looking into running back prospects in the NFL draft, there's a strong possibility they'll draft someone to share the workload with Pollard if he's re-signed. The Dallas rushing attack was successful in 2021 and 2022 because of their two-back system that complemented Pollard and Elliott's running style. Another Diggs in Dallas could punch the Cowboys' Super Bowl ticket. Why should the Dallas Cowboys go after Stefon Diggs in free agency? For starters, 2 Diggs are always better than 1. All joking aside, there are plenty of other upsides. Getting the Cowboys over their almost 3-decade postseason slump is going to take some bold moves. And owner, Jerry Jones, said they're all in this year. Although his definition of all in seems a bit murky at the moment. However, it would seem to indicate that they are poised to make a splash in the upcoming free agency market. As they look to bolster their roster and take their passing game to even higher heights than last year, one player stands out above all others: wide receiver Stefon Diggs. And according to Sports Illustrated writer Tim Ham, if Buffalo decides to move on from the Pro Bowl receiver before next season, the Cowboys are the betting favorite to land him. Diggs, a dynamic playmaker known for his speed, route running ability, and knack for making circus catches, would be a game-changing addition to the Cowboys' receiving core. With his combination of athleticism and skill, he has established himself as one of the premier wide receivers in the NFL. Pairing him with CeeDee Lamb, who just had a record-breaking All-Pro season, would give the Cowboys a lethal passing attack that could strike fear into the hearts of opposing secondaries. And let's not forget about Brandon Cooks and Jake Ferguson, who had a breakout year with Prescott in 2023. This receiving core would have an unmatched ability to stretch the field and create mismatches against any defense. The upside doesn't stop there. Diggs' route-running prowess and knack to create separation would provide Dak with another trusted target in crucial situations. Whether it's on third downs or in the red zone, Diggs has the skills to move the chains and find the end zone consistently just like CeeDee does, which puts double the pressure on the defense. Plus, his versatility would also allow the Cowboys to deploy him in all kinds of formations and packages, keeping defenses guessing and opening up opportunities for other playmakers on the roster. Moreover, Diggs' experience and leadership would be invaluable assets to a Cowboys team looking to make a deep playoff run, aka Super Bowl or bust. As a proven veteran who has excelled in pressure-packed situations, he would bring a winning mentality and championship pedigree to the locker room that right now seems to have more than a bit of a culture concern. Strategically speaking, pursuing Stefon Diggs in free agency aligns with the Cowboys' long-term, and by long-term we mean nearly 30 seasons, vision and commitment to building a championship-caliber team. In today's league where the passing game reigns supreme, having another dynamic and explosive wide receiver like Diggs can be a game-changer that tips the scales in favor of victory, and not just in the regular season but the playoffs as well. Of course, the pursuit of Diggs in free agency comes without its fair share of challenges and considerations. The Cowboys must navigate the complexities of salary cap management and roster construction to accommodate his potential contract demands. Additionally, they must assess the impact of integrating a new player into their offensive system, again there's that little culture concern, and ensure that Diggs' skill set complements the existing personnel on the team. In other words, the Cowboys may all wear stars on their helmets, but how many real stars can one team afford to have on the roster? And we're not just talking dollar here folks. In the end, the addition of Stefon Diggs would provide the Dallas Cowboys with a dynamic playmaker who could take their offense to new heights. His speed, route-running skills, and leadership qualities make him a perfect fit for a team with immediate Super Bowl aspirations. With him in the lineup, the dream of hosting the Lombardi Trophy gets a lot more realistic. Not to mention, it would be pretty cool to have double the Diggs in Big D. And you fan, what do you think of the Stefon Diggs situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.